try to see if we can create the UI. So this is just, I guess I'll just make this quick. So what this code does is, if you run it all, is that it will read all of the CSV files that you've created and generate a schema for it. So this is the schema, and this is what we're actually going to use to run um, our UI. So to run the UI, you just do docker compose up kg. So this will download your kg, and this will take a while. So I'll just go over a little bit on the schema. So the schema just defines everything that we need to get things running. So first we define the nodes. So for example, we say node gene, and then give some examples. I guess I could go over how it looks like. So here is how it looks like. So we have this console that we can play around, but of course, if you want to share it with the public, then it's not ideal. So we want to have like a public facing UI, which is this one is Enrich Your Knowledge Graph. So we just have like some features wherein you can start with the node, and then there's some examples here, and then there's also an end filter wherein you can find the path between those two nodes. Then you can also select relationships. And yeah, so here's an example wherein we want to find paths between map K1 and CRKL, and then we can select relationships if you want. And it's built on top of this different resources, Next.js, and then Cytoscape.js. And yeah, so I guess, so once we so here's how it looks like. So we just first define the nodes, and then some examples that we use for our query, and then this display, this is used for our tooltip. So we just want to say for the gene nodes, this is the things that we want to display. And then go biological process, and then KEGG pathway. This is all automated if you run the UI, setting up UI notebook. This will all be automated. We just define the edges. We have KEGG here, and then the go biological process. Then, of course, to display all of those things that we want to display. And then some information with the header. This is something that you can maybe change if you want. So for example, this, I just name it Enrich Your Knowledge Graph, and then some source and then some icons for the headers, etc. So what you can do is it's still loading, but if you run this, you should be able to access localhost 3000. But it's still running a bit. So I'm just gonna show you how it actually looks like live. So I did not include this part because this is a little bit different. I just added this gene term search. So if you go to localhost 3000, you should be able to go to something like this. So this is what the thing that we actually put in our schema. So we have like examples here. You can add the end filter. You can I don't know, INVS. So you can get those stuff in there, and you can have like those gene overlaps that we are playing around earlier. And yeah, and you can play around with the name of the what do you call this, the title, and then the logos or something like that, by just tweaking around with the schema that was provided with you earlier. So yeah, it's still running, it's still building. So let's just but yeah, I mean, I guess that's just it's a little bit different from what from like the previous lecture, but then this is just how to like set it up if you want to have something that is public facing for for people or users to actually like explore your data.